Hello and welcome to the Learning Crypto YouTube channel. In today's video, we are featuring Fantom, taking a look at some potential buy areas and TPs for the bull run in both the USDT and BTC pairs. So if you enjoy our content, please do like and consider subscribing to the channel. Helps us grow and we really do appreciate it. And of course, subscribing is the best way to ensure you don't miss out on any future videos. And of course, nothing in this video should constitute as financial advice. With that all out of the way, let's get straight into the charts and take a look at FTM. So starting with the USDT pair. Now, we made a video on this a couple of months ago, back on the 18th of November, which was this little candle here, as you can see. And if we just zoom in, we've got this nice weekly range to work off of. Weekly range high at 52 cents, weekly range low 15 cents, and the mid-range coming in at 33 cents. And it's a very significant level of both support and resistance, which is exactly what I was saying in the last video. So we were here, and I was talking about the significance of getting a weekly candle close above this weekly mid-range, holding it, and then potentially breaking out of the weekly range high. And basically, I was saying the message in that video was we're a lot closer to the bottom than the top. And so dollar cost averaging in and around this range is the best case scenario. Of course, if you've done your research and you like your project, before we break out of these weekly range highs. Now, as you can see, resistance, held a resistance until beginning of December when we got that weekly close above, held it as support, lovely little pullback, and then we went for the breakout. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. We've got rejected at the weekly range highs of 52 cents, bang on, and now we've retraced. But as you can see, we are still holding this weekly mid-range of 33.5 cents as support, which is pretty good. Now, if we just chuck a fib on this from the bottom to the top, here's one I made earlier, and you can see that we have actually retraced and tagged that 618 level very nicely at about 32.3 cents and bounced off it. So looking pretty good in terms of a retracement. Has it completed its retracement? Largely depends on BTC. Of course, if BTC continues to pull back, then very likely all coins will go lower as well. However, there is a case to say that maybe we've pulled back enough and this may well be the higher low before we continue the run up. So as I say, pull back, held the weekly mid-range, held the 618, and we have rallied, what's that, about 25% off those lows there. So still a very good area to be dollar cost averaging into, in my opinion. And of course, even if we did drop low, we've got this very good support level here back at 28 cents, which held as support whilst we were trying to break the mid-range. So anywhere between here and 28 cents, I think it's fantastic dollar cost averaging area. In fact, if we just take a look at what that retracement is from here to there, you're still only looking at about a 25% drop from here. And of course, if we just zoom out and look at the bigger picture, as I said in the last video, much closer to the bottom than the top. And, you know, this long consolidation is exactly what you want to see during a bear market, flipping into a bull market. Long consolidation, the breakout should be pretty good once we finally get there. And as you can see, there's really no resistance between the weekly range high up to about sort of the one beyond the $1 area. So with that in mind, let's get rid of that fib and let's take a look at some TP areas. They're the same from the first video. Unfortunately, as I say, we didn't break out this weekly range high, so we didn't manage to hit TP1. But I've got TP1 set here at about 94 cents, front running that $1 level and this big level of resistance, mainly because we got that little wick there. We got this resistance here back in May 2021. And as I say, it front runs that $1 area where we could see a bit of a pullback. So let's take a look at what a return from today's prices get you going back to about 94, 95 cents. That's 150% return. Not too bad at all. Not a bad place to take a little bit off the table. And of course, we could hit this level here at around $1, pull back to that weekly range high, and that would be a nice, decent pullback for you to re-inject that capital if, of course, that happens. Next TP that I've got marked out is at, oh, where's it gone? Oh, that might be the wrong one. Bear with me. There we go. Let's get rid of that one for now. Next TP, clear level of resistance here back from September, resistance here as well in December of 2021, and of course big level of resistance here April 2022 before we took that final capitulation leg down to the all-time lows. So let's take a look. That is around $1.63. So from today's prices, we are looking at a return of 330%. Again, fantastic area, fantastic returns to take some profits. We could easily reject off that level and pull back maybe somewhere around here, around where these wicks are at $1.30, or a big shakeout all the way back down to $1. Who knows? But if you did take profits there and we did end up back down $1, you'll be very thankful to have that money to re-inject back in. Let's take a look at next TP area. Again, heavy area of support and resistance at about $2.18. From today's prices, you are looking at a return of 460%. Not bad at all. Next one, up here, it was a big level of resistance. Didn't get a weekly candle close above this level of $2.87. Again, slightly front running $3. We tried in October 2021, November 21, and November, well, twice in November 21. Big spikes, but no weekly candle close above. We finally got a weekly candle close above in January 2022, and that marked the top before we rejected, deviated, and come all the way back down. So big level of resistance out. Expects a lot of profit taken. Let's take a look at what a return to those prices are. 650% from today's prices. So massive, massive returns. And then finally, all-time highs back here at $3.32 from today's prices. As I say, we are much closer to the bottom than the top. So the bottom, if we were to revisit the lows, not the all-time lows, so from like 2020, but from the recent lows of July 2021, and we've not been that low since. Back down to there is about 60% retracement. However, a return to all-time highs from today is 775%, which is not too bad at all. Very good risk reward in my personal opinion. As I say, we may go a little lower. Maybe we retest these lows back here at 28 cents, but anywhere between here and there, fantastic dollar cost average on averaging opportunity. And yeah, could be in for some serious returns there. Now, people often ask why take profits before all-time highs. Basically because we don't know whether all-time highs, well, they're not guaranteed. All-time highs not guaranteed. Going beyond all-time highs certainly aren't guaranteed. So it's well worth taking profits along the way. You don't go broke taking profits, and it gives you options. Even if you just take 10% at these levels, and again, you might not want to use these profit taking levels. You might want to make your own. Maybe you want to go for psychological levels like maybe 50 cents, $1, $1.50, $2, etc. Or maybe if you've got, say, an average buy price of 30 cents, you want to take profit every time that doubles, so at 60 cents, 90 cents, 120, etc. Or maybe you just want to choose levels of your own. Whatever it is, it's how much profit you want to take and where you want to take it. It's completely up to you. But let's just say, for example, you take 10% profit at each of these levels. That's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%. You've still got 50% of your bag to go to new all-time highs, and you've taken profit along the way. And as I said earlier in the video, you're going to get these pullbacks from levels of resistance down to previous levels of resistance that have flipped to support. So you've got that dry powder, that capital to buy the dips. As we know, Bitcoin often gives 30% pullbacks in bull markets, 50% pullback in the last bull market. So it's nice to have that dry powder to reinvest that capital and buy the dip essentially. So that's the FTM USDT pair out the way. Let's get on to the FTM BTC. And again, very similar scenario that we've got. We've got this nice weekly range. We've got 1,578 sats as the weekly range high, 567 sats as the range low, and 1,045 sats at the weekly mid-range. And again, we made this video back on the 18th of November. So again, we were coming up, testing that weekly mid-range. Now, unfortunately, FTM did break over its weekly mid-range in the BTC pair, held it at support for 1 week, and then we took a big drop, and that was due to ETH BTC looking like it was about to take the driving seat upon the Bitcoin ETF announcement, but then it fumbled the bag, essentially fumbled the driving seat, and now altcoins and Ethereum taking a back seat compared to Bitcoin. So it gives you a really good opportunity to continue dollar cost averaging in the lower half of this range, which, as I say again, much closer to the bottom than we are the top, and the returns are pretty fantastic. If we just whack a fib on this as well, again, one I made earlier, and just take a look, we are actually, so we've pulled back from the top down to the 618, and we're actually holding this 618 level as a weekly level of support, as you can see there. So pretty good in terms of bullish signals. However, we may still get more retracement on the alt BTC pairs if Bitcoin dominance continues to climb up. We'll just have to wait and see. But for now, as I say, much closer to the bottom than the top. Any further retracement, just an even better opportunity to get your dollar cost average price even lower. So let's get rid of that and let's take a look at some potential TP areas. As I say, they are the same as the previous video. And my first TP is actually at the weekly range highs, just because in case we reject, we've not been up there since March of last year, so we could come up and reject a little bit, so you may want to take some profits there. That's still 70% return on your Bitcoin, which isn't too bad at all. But then the second TP up here, clear level resistance where we topped out here at in January 2023 on that big rally, and again big support back here in September 2021. So clear level of previous support and resistance, 175%, and that is at 2,500 sats. Again, you could argue a bit of a psychological level, but again, nice return on your Bitcoin, 175%, not to be sniffed at all. Could be quite a quick move as well once we break out this weekly range high up to that level of resistance there, but I definitely think there will be some profit taking. Maybe you get something similar here where you get a pullback to the weekly range high as support, and away you go. We'll have to wait and see. Next TP, slightly higher at about 3,500 sats. Again, you can see clear level of support and resistance, most recently the end of March, start of April 2022, before the big leg down. Take a look at today's prices, returning to those prices, you're looking at 300%, give or take, back up to 3,600 sats. Next TP, real clear and obvious one, big resistance during October and November 2021, but we finally broke it as resistance in December 21 whilst on our way to all-time highs. This is about 4,700 sats, so again, from today's prices, you are looking at a return of 420% on your Bitcoin. That is a fantastic return. Next one, again, big spike on the week of 25th of October 2021, which is a big resistance level. And again, it held as resistance in January 2022 before that final blow off top candle on the weekly. So around 5,700 sats, this one. If we just take a look, that is a return of just shy of 550% from today's prices. And then the final TP, pretty obvious, the absolute all-time highs of 7,700% from today's prices. That is a huge return of 750%. So again, when you're taking profits or when you're jumping in and out of altcoins to Bitcoin, you can't really lose when you're taking profits, because you're taking money out of altcoins into Bitcoin. It's always good to be holding Bitcoin. And I've had a question before about why you would want to trade between USDT and BTC. Why would you not want to, basically if BTC goes up, alts go up. If BTC go down, alts go down. But of course, you need to learn that relationship between alt BTC and ETH BTC pairs and the Bitcoin dominance. And sometimes a lot of people, what they do is they use altcoins as a vehicle to build their Bitcoin. So you can see here, if you're holding Bitcoin and you convert some into FTM, this is the multiples you can make on your Bitcoin, turn it back into Bitcoin, and then you can either, sell that into USDT or hold the Bitcoin. The options are, as I say, taking profit, it just gives you options. So hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was useful for you. Drop in the comments below. Are you investing in FTM? What's your average buy-in price? Where are you looking to take profit? And of course, drop in the comments below any suggestions you have for videos, and we'll be sure to get around to them. But in the meantime, enjoy, and I'll catch you on the next one.